Hi guys, Tim here doing another military review, and it's not really in a review, it's more about history. What I've got in my hand here is a French-led musket ball, probably been fired out of a French musket at the Battle of Waterloo, which that's what the history lesson is about. The Battle of Waterloo. Now, the Battle of Waterloo started on Sunday, 18th of June, 1815. At 9:30. It technically was going to start at 9 o'clock, but that time it was rainy and muddy as hell, so they couldn't be bothered, so they started half an hour later at 9:30, where the weather was a bit wet but more calmish. So yeah, the two sides were the English and of course the French. English commanded by the Duke of Wellington, or Sir Arthur Wellesley as he was known to his friends, and the French was commanded by a very famous Napoleon Bonaparte, which has served many campaigns through the years, like 1805, I can't remember now, but just many campaigns, and Waterloo was the kind of the final stand as well. So yeah, at 9:30, Napoleon's guns rang out at the British, at Arthur Wellesley's arms, and there are also, which I will place on a picture of, two farms. One, Hougoumont Farm, most well known, and La Haye Sainte. Now, Hougoumont Farm was taken by the British early hours in the morning, around about 8:30, and that was heavily defended, and they cost a lot of casualties back then, just at Hougoumont Farm. So that Hougoumont Farm was kept for the whole of that day of the battle by the British, because Arthur Wellesley said, if this falls, we'll be dead. If Hougoumont Farm falls to the French, we'll be dead. Those weren't exact words, but they were basically what he said. Sorry. So yes, at 9:30, the French army, not the whole army, just a little battalion, marched down to Hougoumont Farm to quickly get in there and get the farm, which by then, which was 10:25, the battle really kicked off. It was climbing up ladders, British marksmen, infantry firing the way at them, and this, you never know, might have been shot out of a French musket ball at Hougoumont or La Haye Sainte, or just on the battlefield. So yes, now that was going on, and yeah, that has cost a lot of casualties. Now, the other farm, La Haye Sainte, which I will tell you in a minute, but whilst that was actually going on, the British were lined up, the actual infantry army was lined up to take on the whole French infantry was coming over this big long mound of hill. They were at the top, and this big mound of hill like that, the French army was coming up the top, then the British on the other side, which I will splice a picture of. Yeah. So yes, and again, you never know, this might have been fired at that time. And now that was again another brutal part of the battle where, where we defended very well. Whilst that was going on, the very famous painting charged the Scots Greys, which was of course a real cavalry charge back in the day, which I will splice on a picture of that painting. They charged at the French lancers, then the lancers charged at them as well. So yeah, the charge of the Scots Greys is the most famous cavalry charge in British history forever, and it'll still be and I think it's the 210th anniversary, I think, of the Battle of Waterloo. So yeah, as I was saying, so yeah, continuing at 12:54, sorry, no, 12:54, they'll still haven't captured Hougoumont Farm, which I'll just say the battlefield lays out. It's the British was there, you've got Hougoumont Farm, the Haysand, and the French up there. There is actually at Hougoumont, Waterloo in Brussels, where they fought. You can actually see a massive mound, literally a massive mound, of where the French line is. Yeah, it's a massive place it is. So yeah, and then that continued a lot. Then suddenly, Arthur Wellesley asked General Picton, who was in charge of the guns, to fire on Napoleon's flanks, which it kind of worked a little bit, yeah. But as he was rallying them on, and also rallying the men on to get going, he got shot and his hat flew off, and it has never been found whatsoever, even to this day. Even the local museum doesn't have his actual hat. So yeah, continuing. So yeah. Oh god, I'm so sniffly today. So yes, General Picton, yeah. Then at 2 o'clock, or well, around 2 o'clock, we had actually captured the other part of the farm on the right side. That was La Haye-Sainte. We captured that, which was a big, massive courtyarded farm, which we didn't want that to go into the French hands, but we did in a way, because there was actually ferocious fighting there, and by 6 o'clock, the French took it over. Then, at 6:30, round about 6:30, the Prussians got involved, the Prussian army, because there's a famous story, which was true. There was Napoleon sitting by a tree, just sitting there watching the battle go on, and his runner boy said, "I can hear cavalrymen, sir," and he said, "No, it's just the wind." Yeah. So if he would have actually acted quickly, the French would have won. So yes. La Haye-Sainte, Hougoumont at that time was still fighting, still going on, and hadn't been captured yet. Not at all, basically. Which I will splice in a picture of Hougoumont Farm and La Haye-Sainte. Farm. So yeah, La Haye-Sainte got captured at 6:30. So yeah, by the end of the battle, there was 51,000 men on both sides, British and French, killed. Yeah, it cost a lot of men. Yes, a lot of men. So yes, that has been the brief history on the Battle of Waterloo. Bye.